Namaskar. Today I'd like to talk about how purity leads to perfect health. When we think about purity, it could be physical or mental. And I have a few remembrances which strike me as good examples of this relationship between purity and perfect health. In my own case, recently, I have been suffering for about 20 years with a nail fungus on my toes and my fingers. And I was fortunate to come across a naturopathic doctor who really knows his stuff. And he recommended certain herbal supplements. And then after that, I started to take probiotic food. You may have heard of that. Those foods which produce healthy bacteria. We have 39 trillion bacteria living in our gut, in our colon. So these probiotic foods, they actually produce those healthy bacteria, those good bacteria. And so I killed the bad ones with the herbal supplement, and I repopulated the gut with all these good, the probiotic foods which contain a lot of fiber, because that's what the healthy bacteria like to eat. That is their food. And slowly and surely, and some external application, topical application, slowly and surely a 20-year nail fungus is disappearing. So I'm really, really happy. So that is physical. I mean, that's some kind of a physical thing, It's related to bad or unhealthy gut bacteria, and they're being killed by herbs, and they're being replaced by friendly bacteria. Physical. That's the type of purity of the colon, which now more and more research says that 70% of the immune system is in the colon. So that's a very important part of the body to take care of. The second nice remembrance I have is about one of our members, her daughter, 20-year-old daughter, was so much concerned about her appearance and her weight. And whenever she would eat food, she'd start to bloat. She'd feel a bloating feeling. And from Korea, this K-pop and the popularity of those bands, girls bands, which are the girls are thin and beautiful. So beauty means being thin. And when you're 20 years old, that's important. So she was suffering from the bloating was caused by some lack of self-love, self-appreciation. And so I gave her some tips, and one of our didis gave her some advice, and she was feeling better. And then with the family, they moved to Jeju Island. It's a very nice and peaceful place. So she was able to do what she wanted, and she was in a stress-free environment. And I phoned her father yesterday. He said she's gained back all her weight. The bloating is gone, and she's having more self-confidence. So it was really, really, really a nice story, and related to purity, in terms of, loving ourselves, appreciating ourselves, and having confidence in who we are, accepting who we are. And the third story is about one of the members who, he had a heart problem. And he also was unable to forgive things that happened to him in his life. And my master said in his book, Yogic Treatment and Natural Remedies, that if we don't have purity of mind, then we may suffer problems of the brain, stomach, and heart. And he was suffering from a heart problem. And eventually he even had a stroke. So later in life, he kind of learned the lesson, became very mellow, and he lived, until the end, he lived more or less happily. So this is another example where that mental purity can damage our health. So these are some problems related to mental purity. And my master says the cure for that, or the best way, is to follow, the 10 moral principles, the yama and niyama, santosha, being content whatever happens in our life, whatever comes our way, this is how it should be. And I have to learn to adjust and see the positive side of everything that comes. So the yamas and yamas, they produce that purity. And also, when we do social service, opens up our hearts, connects us to that powerful center of love within us. And so these are the two effective ways to purify mind, body, and bring us perfect health. Thank you so much. Namaskar.